I realized that something was really wrong because it was like burning, itching, and I looked with a mirror and everything had swollen shut.
Shut?
Mm-hmm. Like, no hole.
Subscribe to the podcast, KFC Radio on YouTube.
Bang.
We got Kelsey Cook on the show, and she just said she came from Are You Garbage, and proudly a member of the card-carrying member of the trash community.
Proud trash.
Yeah.
Proud
I was
white trash through and through.
I was definitely trash. I don't think I was overwhelmingly trash, but I was trash. John was one of their favorites because he came in being like, I am fucking high society, you guys. And they like within 2 questions, they're like, you're the trashiest person we've ever had on the show. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I was kind of bummed because they told me I was trash at the end, but they said they knew within like the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I feel so like lied to. They just were like continuing the conversation, but they knew right away. Yeah.
By look or by your first couple answers?
I think
I would not look and be like, oh.
This shirt is from American Eagle, which I feel
Never mind.
The fact that I'm still going into a mall.
Yeah. I'm wearing Aeropostale pants today.
You got a fucking American Eagle shirt at the mall?
Listen.
What are you talking about?
We gotta get your money up, girl. Come on. Everybody go download the show right now. Come on.
Listen, American Eagle and Abercrombie have made a comeback, and I will say American Eagle sponsored my podcast Self-Helpless, so I was sent a gift card by them. I mean, what am I gonna not?
Yeah, that's a very different story. That's classy now.
Yeah,
right?
American Eagle's not touching this podcast.
No way.
I felt pretty cool about that, but I know that just say outright, this tank top's Forever 21. Like, listen, I know.
Maybe
who I
what's
am.
the other one? Like Wet Seal or something like that.
Wet Seal,
Maybe
what is
Pac Sun.
Wet
Yeah,
Seal?
it's the same shit.
I never heard of Wet Seal. I was a Pac Sun
Wet
kid.
Seal was garbage.
Yeah.
It was
See,
such.
this is what I mean. I'm classy. I never even heard of Wet Seal.
I mean, I always thought about like, what a name. Wet Seal. Like, of course you're garbage.
It-
Fuck does that mean
It
something I don't know
absolutely
about?
sounds-
Like,
it's a
I
name for a
know,
vagina.
I know I'm wearing hoops, but they would be the type of hoops at Wet Seal that would say like baby girl
yeah.
in the
Different
middle
nameplate
in
next,
cursive.
Kelsey across the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my kind of gal growing up. The Puerto Rican girls, the push down hair,
like
and
the
Jordan.
baby hairs like glued to their foreheads.
It looks like they took Gorilla Glue and just fucking. Oh, I loved them.
That's a big look in Euphoria right now. You guys watch Euphoria?
Euphoria scares me. You really never watched any of it?
Never seen an episode.
Euphoria.
So good.
I still don't really know for sure, but I remember in season 1 being like, came in here one day and everybody, there's a lot of young people here, and I was like, that's not like really what it's like in high school though, right? And a lot of people were like, maybe not for me, but like my cousin who's a little younger or my sibling or whatever, they were like, it's like that. And I was like, fucking seriously?
Yeah.
'Cause that shit, I mean, it's like heavy drugs, heavy sex, crazy shit where it's like we used to, smoke weed and drink 40s and that was whoa.
That's
but
about
now
where
it's
you're
like
at.
everybody is, on like acid and ecstasy and fucking fentanyl and it's like
Once someone went to college and they'd come back to campus, maybe it'd be a little bit of coke, but that was like
no, that's where it stopped.
Crazy.
There were no pills. There was no
my high
anything
school
like that.
My high school had a lot of like Italian Guidos.
Okay.
Who love they love the clubs, And so there was a little ecstasy phase with like those guys. Before Molly, it was just fucking ecstasy.
Right.
But that was it. No, I'm not saying that's bad too. But and then there were some guys who did ketamine. Never mind. I went through Euphoria too.
You ever hitting K-holes in high school?
I remember driving. I was driving, and it was like the fucking afternoon. And one of my friends was in the backseat who was a dirtball. It was not that surprising. But I was watching him do it, and I was like, I'm taking you home. I'm not driving around in the car while you're doing ketamine.
Just swing by an Arby's at 2 p.m.
I've actually never even, I don't think I've ever even seen someone do ketamine. Is it a pill or is he
he had like a little jar and he was snorting it. But I don't know every which way you can do it. But I was like,
that's honestly the biggest loser question I've asked on this podcast.
Yeah, you don't even know how to do K.
I didn't even know how to do K.
Well, but then there's people like Whitney Cummings gets it prescribed and she just microdoses it every day of her life.
Yeah,
right.
That sounds probably pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm such a Lisa Simpson. Like I don't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a partier in high school, like drinking and partying? Or no, you were like straight edge.
I was pretty straight edge. I did.
Why?
But I was such
Are you not
like
I envy.
You're not human?
I envy people like you, but were you just not susceptible to peer pressure? Or were you scared of your parents?
No, it was the opposite. My mom was so open-minded about it all that I had zero feeling of needing to rebel. She was always like, I know your friends are probably starting to drink. If you want to, just like, I'd prefer you did it here at home. And like, so there was just never, my friends who went off the deep end were the ones whose parents were like, if I find you, I'll fucking kill you. Like, and then it's more appealing. But
I never did it like out of rebelliousness. I was just like, it was fun. I was like, yeah, all the cool kids are doing it. I'm gonna be a cool kid.
I was freaked out by it. It scared me to
by drinking or drugs.
Yeah, all of it, to not be in control of your body. And I was like an honor student. I was very thinking about different things. But then when I got to college, I got a fake ID and I started drinking at like 19, 20. So, and then I went pretty hard. I went to WSU, Washington State University, and you just, you destroy your liver there. So that was
that's scary though, because then you're going, you're like thrown in the deep end at 19.
Yeah.
Like, I was drinking since I was like 14, so I was like ready to.
Yeah, go. I definitely like ramped up with the drinking pretty quickly. I talk about it on stage now, but I was doing such weird shit. Like, I would take, if I wanted to pregame before I met up with friends, there were a few times where I would take a shot of gin, and if I didn't have like a chaser, I would chase it with deli meat. Like, I would take.
Yeah, I like that.
Don't get me wrong, garbage, and I'm sure you discussed that. But respect.
Little pocket ham.
Yeah, we just had. We were on a road trip the other day, and he's sitting shotgun, and I'm driving, and I watch him just reach in his pocket and pull out like a plastic container bag of ham. And he just started.
No.
And I was like, it's doing a podcast on the road. And I was like, stop the show. What the fuck is this about? Pocket ham is not going to be. And that was worse than the ketamine. I would rather you be doing ketamine in my car.
We can't be rolling with pocket
ham. I knew I was going to be
ham.
Around for a couple of days. And I knew it wasn't going to keep because I'd opened it a few days prior.
Or you can't just lose a patch of ham. You can't sacrifice that.
I also knew that when our producer the night before, he's like, maybe we'll find a spot to eat. And I was like, that didn't sound very promising. Yeah, so I'm going to bring some lunch with me.
Always prepared.
You're like an anxiety guy. Like, are you your own soccer mom where you're like, I don't know when the next meal is. I'm packing ham.
No, he's just fat.
No, yeah.
He's just a fat slob.
Really, like, not at all. Because I would have been completely fine on that car ride had we never stopped for food.
No, but you also would rather.
Yeah, I'm not a planner, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Like,
sure, okay. Yeah.
That's not like,
but wait, what are you chasing gin with? What meat? It's a huge
It was
question.
a mesquite smoked turkey breast.
Oh, that's pretty, gin and mesquite smoked. Like, if you were throwing back bologna, it'd be like, whoa.
No, I
love
know.
bologna, but, there's certain connotation that goes with it, so.
I just, in my mind, I was like, that's such a strong flavor. I feel like it will mask the gin in a pinch, but the problem is because it's not liquid, you have to sit there and chew it while your throat is on fucking fire, and you're like, well,
so
never
are you a gin girl in general?
No, I think I ruined gin in college. Yeah. I can't, like, the smell of Bombay Sapphire now, I will vomit immediately.
To me, the smell of Bombay Sapphire, I never even was a gin drinker. Right away, that shit makes me.
I was gonna say, I can't believe you had a gin phase in college.
That was like my first thing I ever started drinking, just like an old sailor, just full chest hair. I would do gin and tonic.
Available, or you wanted to? Like, I mean, I guess G&Ts are, it's a popular drink, but
yeah, my friend started making them for me, and she'd put an entire half of a lime in there, and then they would taste pretty good. Yeah, so I just started drinking those, but I don't do that. Yeah, I do Tito's and soda a lot now, or I've been doing tequila more because I feel like my hangovers are not as bad.
That's it's
straight or drinks, like cocktails?
Like a tequila soda.
Yeah.
They say it's pretty much the only upper, right?
Straight. Yeah.
That's not true.
Why not?
It's just not true. Alcohol is a fucking depressant. I guarantee you that's not true.
But it's like, that's a fair point.
It's just not. Like, if you drink a bunch of tequila, you pass out drunk.
Yeah.
You're not.
That's true. I think the end of the night is still the same. Yeah. You're not up till 6 a.m.
in the moment, I think you rip a tequila shot and you're like, okay, like, don't throw up. And you're raging and people are like, let's do tequila shots. Yeah. I think that I bet
you bring up a good point.
I bet there's literally no science behind that, and it's one of the biggest drinking myths in the world. I bet you there's something like chemically different, but there's no fucking way.
I will say with hangovers, though, do either of you drink dark liquor? I mean, we got.
Do we? Whistle pig.
Seamless transition into your sponsor.
Yep.
Do you find that your hangovers are worse when you drink dark liquor versus clear?
The only reason I say that is because also when I'm drinking clear, I am always having like vodka sodas, and I'm like almost hydrating as much as I am drinking.
Oh, I see.
I mean?
Okay.
Like, this is usually straight or whatever.
That makes sense.
I think if I have a night, I mean, I rarely drink like I used to anymore. But if I had like 10 vodka sodas, I was like proud of myself. I was like, that's 10 bubbly sodas I had.
Yeah.
That's more hydrating than I've done all week.
Bro, you fucking nailed it. You nailed it.
Placebo effect, like,
dude. So they talked to an expert.
No.
The perception can be magnified by popular culture, and especially on social media, by the anecdotal experience of a few individuals. Vadhan explained to Delish, people are probably often excited and aroused after they drink tequila, but they were probably at least partially that way before ordering it.
Yep.
Which may have been what led to it being ordered.
I bet you Big Tequila did that.
Yeah.
I bet you Patron was out there being like, tell the world that it's an upper or whatever. I mean, that never made sense to me. It's like, it's an alcohol.
No,
I guess they
right.
kind of do it with weed too, right? Like, some strains make you like ready to party or whatever. At the end of the day, if I smoke a bunch of that, I'm gonna eat cheesy bread and pass out. These things ultimately, get you to a different place.
They say with darker liquor though that it gives you worse hangovers because there are more congeners in it. You guys heard of this?
No. What's a congener?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, during the process of making it. To help give it that dark color, it's distilled fewer times. This is from what I understand, and so congeners are more prevalent in darker liquors, and that is what can give you a worse hangover.
Well, all I'll tell you about Whistlepig is that there is no hangover, and it's great tasting. And classic flavor.
Well, it's actually because that in the distillation process. We
actually learned this.
We literally just went to the distillery. Like that road trip we were talking about. We were on our way to the distillery.
Pocket Ham road trip.
Yeah,
got it.
But it comes out clear. It doesn't get the color until it's aged in oak barrel.
What they do is they put it in a barrel, and then the barrel, like the oaky, soaks into it or whatever.
Yeah, but, it's a beautiful bottle.
I'm telling you,
super nice.
No joke. This is our new sponsor, but they are fucking awesome.
Nice. Well, you can cut the part about me saying
that. No, that's all right.
This is their new. Like, did you get into like the seltzer revolution at all?
A little bit, but I felt like I still preferred doing just straight vodka soda.
I wasn't a seltzer person myself.
Yeah, this is so like they made it for whiskey people. So now you get like a whiskey cocktail in a can, which like I didn't like the vodka ones, but I'm like those are good.
Nice.
So anyway, you were trash.
I was trash.
You were trash.
Let's get back on. I was trash.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a badge of honor about trash.
There
is. You go on the
is.
show and you want to not be garbage. You want to be labeled classy,
Yeah.
or you end up being labeled classy. Like, you're a fucking loser.
But now another part of your visit with us here is going to be foosball.
I'm so excited. Did you get a tornado?
I got an. I think yes. I think I got like a nice one. It's not a shitty one.
I'm so excited.
I don't know if it's the exact brand, but we got like.
And I think this is like the perfect.
Like, that's all you got to say right there. Like if you know the brand name of foosball tables, like you're fucked.
But having a bar game, which I guess foosball probably counts as a bar game, right? Yeah. That you're an expert at is either the sickest thing ever. Or depending on who you ask, or it can be trash.
Trash.
You're like, I'm unbelievable at ring toss, and they're like, what, dude? How much time do you spend in bars?
Just fucking slinging it. I think foosball is a little different. Like I have played foosball like twice in my life. Like I just never.
Yeah.
We never had a table. None of my friends ever had a table. I guess the bars I went to, I can't even. But like air hockey, I'm not like good at air hockey, but I can like play. I can handle myself.
Okay.
Foosball, it's like I don't have hands or something. Like I can't. It's so foreign to me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But you were always around it. I guess my long-winded point is that I think you encounter ping pong more and other games.
I what I had a lot, which I think is foosball-esque. Is bubble hockey.
That was another one I never saw that once
bubble
until
hockey,
we played it.
I
never even saw that.
I'm still bad at it. It's just what I played more.
Biz fucking smoked me like 10-0 because I was like, I've never even seen one of these. I didn't even know they existed.
They're so weird. It does require a lot of hand-eye coordination, but I think foosball is harder in the way that if you picture ping pong or air hockey, your hand is so close to the ball.
Yes.
With foosball, it's like extensions of your arms, and there's all these men, and it's just it takes more time to get better, I think, at foosball.
I mean, you can control the ball. Like the one or two times I played is just kind of like, I hope I hit it.
Yeah.
But it's like you're passing to other men on the field.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like you're getting assists.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Even just the way the flick of the wrist, I can't move it.
I'm very like, crink. You guys.
Yeah.
I heard. Do you hold it or do you like? Somebody was telling me they just kind of like rub the top, kind of like this.
Oh, interesting. So, I mean, you're always holding it, but if you shoot what's called a rollover shot or a snake shot, you pin the ball and then you move the handle to your wrist and you work the ball around, and when you're ready to shoot, you roll up and catch the handle. So the man is doing almost a full 360, so it hits it really hard. It's like the most powerful shot you can do. So in that way, you are taking your hand off the handle.
Now, do you ever use this ability to hustle? Like, have you ever hustled?
That's my whole tour.
Well, you have the show is Wrists of Fury, right? Is it new that you like made it into a show, or has that been going on for a while now?
That's been going on for 3 years. We had to take a year off during COVID.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
We're at, I believe, 26 episodes now. But so I have a web series that's on YouTube through the All Things Comedy YouTube channel. It's called Wrists of Fury, and I play against other comedians. But we did do a special episode where I went undercover in Vegas and I hustled drunk dudes on the Vegas Strip. And so I wore like a really low cut top. I wore giant fake eyelashes and talked in the worst voice. So my camera crew and I would go up to guys and I'd be like,
"Hi, my name's Kelsey, and I have this web series where I do things I've never done before for the first time. It's called Pop My Cherry."
Oh my God.
And I just like really played into the
shots.
Yeah. And
do you slow play the game too, or right off the bat are you like bah, bah, bah?
I slow played it with that one. I would be like, am I going this way? Am I going this way? I just made everything really dumb in the beginning so they could feel a little bit more confident. And then if we could get money on the table, then I would.
What's the most you've ever hustled somebody for?
So on tour, now the stand-up tour I'm on right now is called the Hustler Tour, because every city I go to, I try to find a bar after the shows that has a table, and I hustle either people from the crowd or just people in the bar. So I've started to do $100 bets now, so that's kind of like the minimum.
Yeah.
And so
is the cat out of the bag a little bit now, though? Like, if you're at your show, you probably know,
the
right?
people at the show know because I talk about it on stage. But there are just,
there's always some
dudes
asshole
get,
guy.
dudes get drunk and they're like, I could fucking do it.
Well, what's
fantastic.
funny, so we had a guy sign up. I sent out an email, be like, anybody wants to play, let me know. And one of our cameramen signed up in kind of an unusual move. Like, he wouldn't ordinarily be a part of it. And he was like, I'm rusty, but I'm pretty confident. And I was like, that makes me feel like you probably have some experience.
Okay.
But this girl's parents are professional foosball players. So, and I tried not to tell everybody. And then one guy, he called himself out for it. He was like, is this dude really good or something? And I was like, it's a girl. And he was like, wow, how unbelievably sexist of you. I was like, yeah, bro. Yeah. So I think a few people are coming in totally blind. A couple other people know.
Oh my God, I'm
but I'm
so
wondering
excited.
if there's anybody. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be doing this if like the person sucked or was average at it. So they must have some sort of inkling. But I'm hoping that you get some people in who.
When was the last time you lost a match?
Oh my God.
Like to hustling or just in a tournament?
Well, yes, I would guess the hustling.
The hustling. I got hustled in Colorado a few months back. A guy showed up who is he's a nationally ranked player, has won world championships before, and so he showed up. I played him. I won the first game, and then
did you know at all?
Once we started playing, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And so I like really focused, and I won. But then I made the mistake. He was like, okay, let's do it again. And I was feeling
classic hustle, you got it.
Yeah.
You know? I should have just walked away, but then he beat me in the second
Was
game.
it like close, or did you like?
It was close.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he didn't really play you. He just it was.
Yeah. No, we went right in.
If he's nationally ranked, he went 1-1. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No rubber match though. You gotta play a third. You're like, I'm getting out of there.
There was a guy also who was behind the bar and came out and said, "I'll play you," and he also tried to hustle me. I beat him, and then he rolled up his sleeve, and he had a fooseball tattoo, and I was like, "What the fuck? That's great!" I had not played somebody before who had a tattoo of it. Yeah,
and that's got to be one of the more rare tattoos, I think.
Yes,
the crossover of like I'm a diehard foosball enthusiast, but also
I get inked up.
Yes,
that is funny. It was something from your parents. I didn't make that up, right?
Yes. My parents met playing at a professional foosball tournament in the 80s. So it is the foundation for my life. Yeah. It's so upsetting.
Garbage.
Yeah, absolute garbage. And yeah, then they had me, they had my brother, and they would just put us on stools when we were really young. I've been playing since I was like 2 years old. So I could like be tall enough to see the top of the table.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It does explain a lot to like Pacific Northwest professional foosball parents. Like yeah, they weren't really worried about me being rebellious. We're good. They're like, you can do whatever you want.
Good. Yeah. Circus of a house.
Do you play in anything like you said, tournament? Like, is there like a?
Yeah. So there are.
What's like the most money you can make from this? Is it like a big payout tournament?
I think you and I were messaging about, because you asked me who the best player in the world was. Yeah. So Tony Spredeman.
I think you are it.
That was very sweet. Tony Spredeman is the best. He lives in Florida, but he has an RV, and he just drives to every major tournament every month and gets first and makes thousands of dollars. So, really? Yeah, it used to be much bigger in the 80s. You could make a ton of money. People were winning like Corvettes, like brand new cars if they got first place, but now it's not as popular.
That's funny, because I feel like, and speaking with really little to no knowledge.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah. Welcome to KFC Radio.
As all things.
I feel like that, like the kind of the bar game has had an uptick of late. Be it with, I know I see darts things go viral all the time.
Darts is cool.
Cornhole, which I think is very much like foosball. Cornhole's on ESPN all the time now.
Yeah, we got on ESPN. I was so happy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Ocho. Yeah, they love all that weird shit. But yeah.
Is it mostly male or is it even?
It's mostly male, but I mean, there are the person who has won the most titles in foosball history is a woman.
Interesting.
Yeah, Cindy Head. She's intense. Yeah, she's like an ex-cop from Alabama, and she just like
shit. Not to be fucked with.
She refers to herself in the third person as she plays. Like
Cindy's fucking killing you. Cindy, I love it.
She'll smash it and be like,
"Yeah, who do you think you are? I am." That's great.
She is absolutely that bowling version of that guy. The sweetest person off the table, by the way, but on the table,
Pitbull.
How
old is she?
Oh, early 60s, mid 60s.
Yes,
yeah.
Cindy Head, like HEAD. I'm gonna look up Cindy. I gotta see Cindy play.
She is a boss.
I could see it gaining some steam and becoming a little more like prevalent. Like, I don't know.
That'd be great
with like content. I mean, you've had, you were whooping on Soder and Big J and like the bigger names you get on there. You had Sam and Taylor on. Like, it could That's a good hook, you know what I mean?
Thanks. Yeah, we're doing it at Moon Tower Comedy Festival in Austin. We did it last year, now we're about to do it again, and I do think it helps get the word out about it and just make the sport bigger if possible. Yeah.
And then along the way, you start doing comedy, or was it like that was the goal and you just played foosball for fun? And it all kind of ended up coming together.
Foosball was more just a fun hobby on the side. I started college thinking I was going to be a high school math teacher, which now sounds like an absolute fucking nightmare now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Why?
I love math, and I loved my math teachers, and I just thought that was what I wanted to do.
Dude, that is not a good goal.
Plan B was the right way.
Dude, math teacher.
Also,
that's like the worst childhood dream job I ever heard.
It was like to be a teacher is one thing, but like high school math teacher.
I wasn't like 6. Like, I dream of this. Like, you say that like it's my childhood dream. Is what I thought I wanted later.
Do you want to be a dancer?
I want to be a fucking
singer?
Spice Girl. Yeah.
I wanted to pre-calc. I wanted to find the derivative of that.
Now, I did like my algebra teacher in high school. I never got past pre-calc, so I'm not really.
I got a 3 on my AP Calc test, and that was about the smartest I've ever felt.
Okay.
Were you like fucking? Were you like perfect score on your math SATs?
I minored in it in college. I got to Calc 3 in college and was just like hating my life. It had become so abstract at that point. I was like, I can't.
What are we doing here?
Yeah,
right?
I wanted to teach like honors algebra 2 or something. This was just so.
It's all for X. Like
so far.
I feel like that is like once you become an expert at something, it almost like I don't understand
new shit to answer.
I don't understand how, but like even anything, not just math, like any like I watch NBA players practice. And I'm like, how is this fun for you?
Yeah, why are you?
You're just hitting it every time.
Yeah.
This isn't. This can't be entertaining. You don't miss.
You know what I really feel that about?
And
it's similar, I guess, in the same realm as foosball, is the professional pool players. Where it's like, you win the break, you win the game. Every single time without fail, you run the table. It's like, we need to make the table bigger, the ball smaller, something here. That's like truly you've perfected the art of it.
In my projection, this is how I really get away with not being great at anything. I'm like, I think the better you get, the less fun stuff is.
I want to stay a novice at everything. I want to be an uninformed loser at everything so that I don't make it boring.
Dude, I was having that fight with like one of my friends this weekend when we were skiing, and he's like, I think I'm gonna take a lesson and like work on my back right edge. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just enjoy it?
Yeah.
Like, why are you making it work right now? Why don't you just have, like, we're out to look at some pretty fucking views, get some fresh air, get a little sweat, go and have some beers. Like, why you gotta make this work, dude? And
do you have moments where you hate foosball, or are you just always into it?
If I go to a tournament and I lose at a big match, I'm pissed. Like, I don't hate foosball, but I'm mad at myself.
But I mean, even when you're winning other times, where you're just like, I just don't want to play anymore.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I still love it so much. It's so addicting. It's such a huge rush. It's kind of, I'm short. I played sports my whole life, but I've always been like the setter in volleyball or the point guard. Like, I can never dunk, of course. Yeah. So for me to be able to hit the ball really hard in foosball, to me, it feels like my dunk. It's like as close as I can get.
Right. Well, there's got to be, it's a little like white man can't jump hustle where you're like, nobody expects it, right?
Yeah.
Cute blonde girl, fucking you up, and it's like, yep, you judged me, and that was, that's the appeal of it.
Yeah, basically every day you're Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
So how do you like them apples? Like,
just the janitor of foosball. Boy.
Oh, you quote some Gordon Wood.
When I was walking down the halls here to come into the room, I have to say, this is like prime hustling territory for me. The broiest.
Yes. Yeah.
I just am so excited.
Well, we got some signups, but also, I don't know, you want to walk around and challenge some people. Free fucking rain.
Hi.
Dude, I was thinking that when you're doing that voice, how bad does it suck for girls who just have that voice? You're watching it.
It's tough out
here
right now.
I sound like it just is what I sound like.
I don't want vocal fry or something like that. They have like a term for it where it's like you kind of just have a valley girl-ish voice, and it's like, that's just how I talk.
Really?
It's like, well, everyone's judging you.
I worry about vocal fry on podcasts because my voice is a little lower, but if I get to the end of a sentence and I haven't taken a breath, it kind of like gets into that like here, and I hate it. I try so hard to not do that, but
it sucks though, because at the end of the day, it's like, you could be a genius, you could be, interesting person, but it's like, no, you're just, it's hard out here for white girls right now, man. Everybody's getting judged.
When we were at the Whistle Pig thing, there's a video of me like meeting the pigs, and I get excited. I'm kind of like yelling.
It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And
Mortimer Jr. and Orwell.
He
was feeding them apples.
Precious.
I've never seen this dude happier in my whole life. They came waddling out of their little house thing, and he was like, look at this guy, look at my guy, come on over, come on down. He's feeding them apples. It was great.
Someone was like, it was Pink Whitney, the brand account I interacted with at this point, I guess, they were like, dude, you sound exactly like a cartoon pig. And I was like, oh, that is what I sound like.
You need to do a voice.
I'm going to close my eyes. Can you do lines from Lion King as Pumbaa? Because this is exact.
Maybe we should do a little Timon and Pumbaa thing. Yeah. We should be next.
Timon, what are you doing?
Oh, my God. You do have that Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I have like the annoying laugh and everything.
It was Seth Rogen, and Timon was somebody also way more famous and successful than us. But next time, holler at us, Disney.
Give us a shout.
He almost got his hand bit off by one of these pigs.
Are you serious?
Well, it was closer. Like he was watching the one pig, and he had an apple in his hand, and he just kind of had it like down.
Oh God!
And he was, as he's talking and laughing, his hands moving a little bit, and the other pig was kind of like. And I was waiting for him to just be like, "Give me that shit!"
Oh my God!
And I had to ask before too, because I've seen it in the movie Snatch, where they feed the bodies to the pigs.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is it true that pigs will eat anything?" And they said anything, but they don't eat human teeth. That's it. They'll eat the rest of you
because they know they can't digest.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine that they're just eating around.
Yeah.
If you lost a finger to a pig, I just feel like that would complete your aesthetic so well.
You were just like, well, Mortimer Jr. got it the other day.
What happened to your hand? I was at a whiskey tasting and a pig bit it.
That really would be it.
Yeah.
You are a pig. You are a pig.
Yeah.
I mean, pigs are, I just learned recently how smart pigs are. They're like the smartest animal in the world, which makes me kind of feel bad about how much we eat them.
I know.
It's like they are a big time food source.
Yeah.
And they're really, really smart.
I went vegan for a year and a half pretty recently and then quit. And I did feel better physically for a while, but they say, have either of you ever gone like vegan, vegetarian, any of that? I started to feel really weak about a year and a half into it.
I appreciate you asking that question.
As soon as I asked, I was like,
the most rhetorical fucking thing
I know
ever.
absolutely for sure they have not, but I'm just going to ask. You never know.
We should have
So
just
you
answered yes.
I want to have you an expert foosball here. You'd be like, I don't expect that answer.
That's true. I started to feel really weak, and I was going to an acupuncturist, and 2 different acupuncturists in that clinic who didn't know anything about my background. When they would check my my pulse points, 2 different people were like, "Are you vegan?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Yeah." How do you know? And they're like, "Oh, your pulse is really weak. It's really strained. All this
Get
stuff."
that protein in you, right?
Really?
Well, they were saying it's harder for, and I'm probably get a bunch of backlash from this from the vegan community. They were saying that it can be harder for women to be vegan and get the amount of iron you need because we're losing iron every month.
Yeah.
Anyway,
a lot of people take like supplements.
Supplements
or
and stuff like that. Yeah, but that's what I've been told. So I went back and I feel better now.
It makes a lot of sense. It checks out.
Did you have a day where you were just like, "Fuck it, I'm eating," whatever? Like you were just like,
Yeah.
Was it because
did
of
you
that,
come
or-
flying out of the closet, or you tiptoe out?
I was such a maniac. I did it just the wrong way. I went and got like a giant order of it's like chicken curry. It was like 2 full chicken breasts, and I ate the whole thing, and I
like
thought I was
18 months.
immediately gonna have to go to the emergency room.
Say that.
I was like,
shocking your system,
oh
right?
yeah. But it tasted so good. It's like Will Ferrell and old school. He's like, once it
Was
hits your lips.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's like crack. It was so exciting. Chicken has never tasted so.
You're gonna chase that high for the rest of your life, chasing the dragon of a bucket of curry chicken.
It was
after
so
18 months
good.
of no meat.
Because your taste buds change, so when you bring it back like that,
Were you scared you're gonna like if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yeah.
I
I have heard some people that now their stomach just can't digest it and whatever.
What was your? Did you do it for like health purposes or like animal purposes? A little bit of both.
The documentary Game Changers, which focused more on like athletic performance and how people feel, and it wasn't as guilt trippy. I had watched some of the other ones, and it was just like, you're a shitty person if you keep eating this, and that automatically I think makes you want to keep eating because you're just like, don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
I thought you were gonna say the opposite. I was like, those people. I'm doubling down. I mean,
yeah. But the studies they did on Game Changers it was really interesting to me, and so I tried it, and I did feel better for a while. My allergies went away for a while. It was pretty crazy, but yeah, now it's nice to have.
What was your number one missed thing? I can't believe curry chicken was your first choice. That does not feel like my. Yeah. It's like a reverse.
That's
a
reverse
fucking
LA ass answer.
It was I don't
tofu
know.
and.
Well, I was scared to go headfirst into like a burger or something. Red meat seemed like it would be intense, but chicken felt a little bit more middle of the road. Mm-hmm. I missed In-N-Out burgers a lot.
It's just overrated.
What if you just walked out?
Are you still like waiting on lines for In-N-Out and shit like that? Right, that's the one that's overrated, right?
I'm not like. Look, it was a fine, but I think we only had it once. We had when we went to
but that's
LA.
the one we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I get that mixed up with Jack in the Box or something.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I see people like in the line of cars around the corner. I'm like, what are we?
It's like I don't want to get into because I feel like the only way you can talk about In-N-Out or Shake Shack is like, dude, the greatest thing in the world, or it's the worst thing I ever had, and it's fine. It was fine. Like, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was it was a nice. I actually didn't care for the fries very much, but the burger was fine.
I love the fries so much, but some people are just they think they're just like unseasoned or kind of like dry.
Yeah.
But if you get them animal style,
I think we did
Nothing's
that,
better.
which
It's like
also is
everything
bullshit.
covered. It's too much, right? It was
I
like a
take
mess.
great anger with the
Take umbrage.
I
want umbrage.
Umbrage is a fancier word I was going.
Go ahead,
for.
umbrage.
Couldn't find one.
I got you,
with
babe.
Take anger.
I got it for you.
Like,
I take anger with this. I take mad.
I take anger.
I take
that would have been a great sentence missing a finger. That would have felt very appropriate.
Yeah, dude, missing the finger. That sentence has totally different meaning. That dude is pissed.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get you to just chop a finger off.
Yeah.
But
just a Manhattan pirate.
I think it's also bullshit that the secret menu that isn't a secret to anybody.
But
Yeah.
Put it on the fucking menu.
That's all
We all know
marketing,
about
you
it.
know?
Put it up there. What are you
Same thing
hiding?
with,
it's like your parents. Like if you're gonna do it in front of me.
What?
Oh, wait,
drinking.
drinking. Yeah, I was with you. I was on
I thought you
your
were saying
side. Like,
fucking, and I was like, what's happening in your home? That you were demanding.
I know you were having sex, Mom and Dad. You better
If my
fucking
parents
front
are
of
like,
me.
my son's not giving bad dick, get in there.
I'm so interested that it played out for your parents. That it worked. I have 2 kids. I'm deathly afraid of doing the whole like I'm gonna let them drink and like party because they will end up like you. Because I also feel like that's also just giving them the green light to fucking rock and roll. And
yeah,
it's like whoops, I fucked that up. That's a big time.
It's a
roll
big
of dice.
gamble.
Yeah.
I think it's nature and nurture with it, right? I think they knew that I wasn't gonna go crazy anyway.
How's your brother?
He's also the same.
Was he older or younger?
Younger. About 6 years
that's
younger.
different too. When you're like the first one.
Yeah, they
know,
knew
it's
I was
all
a good
interesting.
kid. They weren't worried
Yeah.
about it, but I think that was just her parenting style anyway. Was just to be like, I would rather you talk about it with me and not feel like, I
Let it out.
lost my virginity to my high school boyfriend, but I lost it. Like I scheduled it with my mom. I was like, hey,
Whoa.
we'd been together for like 6 months, and we said that we wanted to finally have sex, and I just told my mom, I was like, hey. We'd like to have sex on Saturday. I was wondering if you could like go to the movies or something. She's like, okay.
Wow. And how old are you at this point?
17.
Wow.
But I was like on birth
your
control and there were
mom-
condoms and stuff. But
Bro,
yeah.
I think my parents still think I'm a virgin. like,
Really?
Bro, I'm starting to think you are too, man. You should have yesterday's conversation. I don't think you're ever gonna fuck again.
They definitely. I've lived
you
with
were-
women, so they most likely
Okay.
assume we've had.
But you were, like,
intercourse, but we've
24,
never
right?
talked about it.
You were like,
Yeah.
you know,
When?
when you had sex for the first time.
No, I forgot about the one at 16. So 19
that
is
is-
when I always count my virginity. I did lose it drunk at 16. I blacked out.
Okay.
That doesn't count.
Yeah,
Doesn't count.
That's
It
like
was. It
girls who
wasn't.
are like,
No
that-
memory.
that- it
I was,
did, you know,
I was in
comes, so it doesn't
Spain.
count
It
or
was like
something.
in,
They
I was
count.
like with a college girl in Spain whose name I don't remember. It wasn't even like a friend kind of.
It wasn't romantic enough. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
It wasn't special.
But yeah, I don't think so. It was on a later end.
John, I
but
think, you know, anybody who knows you do the show and has heard any, they know that
They
you're...
barely,
They
but
know
there's-
that you're fucking.
There's no evidence directly exchanged between the two of us.
Yeah.
that has
Sure.
ever,
No one ever caught
has
you
ever
or
said
whatever.
I've had sex.
You haven't had a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I have had sex at least twice. And everybody knows that. Like,
Yeah. Just the two.
but that's wild.
Yeah.
The scheduling, like, circle it on the calendar. 15-minute warning beforehand
Yeah.
on your iPhone. Was your dad in the picture?
So my parents divorced when I was 6. He was still in the picture, is still in the picture. He lived about 30 minutes away, so I would go to his house a couple times a week, but I was primarily with my mom.
Okay, so he,
Yeah.
but
He
like,
wasn't
you didn't
CC'd
schedule
on the
with him.
email?
Yeah.
There was no scheduling that with my
feels
dad.
like that would be a little too much.
Absolutely not.
If
Yeah.
I get an email in 11 years saying that, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
He's a big fan and supporter of my comedy now, but he wasn't in the beginning, and I'm glad he wasn't, because if you see your 20-year-old daughter telling cum jokes, it would be disconcerting if, as a dad, you were like,
Yeah, I
you
think
go do that.
I think anybody who's a little too close starts to freak me out a little bit.
Right, yeah. But I feel like daughters and moms can be a bit of a different
for sure.
relationship. I'm super close with my dad, but yeah.
So
But there's a line.
He can come to my
she-
shows. I'm fine with it, but I'm like, you need to sit in the back. I
Yeah.
can't look at you
I
as I
still
talk
don't.
about shafts. Like, you gotta go in the back.
What do you think is your worst cum joke, shaft joke, whatever? What's like the one story or joke that you've done on stage that you were like, my dad absolutely can't, or I don't want him to hear it?
The story I taped for Comedy Central's show, This Is Not Happening, was about the first time.
Was that with Ari or no? Ari did that for a while, I thought, right?
It was the season that Roy Wood Jr. did.
Yeah.
The story was about me in high school trying to masturbate for the first time and using it's like a manicure tool, but the handle was shaped like a dick. There's no way the people that made this
what's it
didn't
called?
think.
What's the tool called?
If you just Google, what is it called?
Masturbating with manicure tools.
I could think of the brand name. I'll think of it after the show ends, and I'll be bummed I couldn't remember it. But anyway, like, there's no way they made this and didn't think teenage girls were gonna put it in a hole. Like, it was like tapered and curved. I mean, it looked just like a dick.
You're supposed to fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You even specified as a hole.
Just a hole.
We'll figure it out along the way.
But all my friends had lost their virginity, and I hadn't yet. And I think it's just that young kind of FOMO feeling where you want to be a part of the conversation. I wanted to at least know what sex felt like. And so I tried, like, you know, masturbating with it, and then I realized that something was really wrong because it was like burning, itching, and I looked with a mirror and everything had swollen shut.
Shut?
Like, no hole. And so then I had
Wait,
to tell.
so was it trapped in there?
That sound effect.
Was it
No. It was out.
Okay.
It was out. The end of the story is that I'm allergic to latex. So that was how I found that out. But I had to, like, go tell my mom so that she could take me. Haven't shit in 15 years.
So wait,
major problem.
Latex, because it has latex in it?
It's like a rubber latex thing.
Okay.
I guess if there's ever a time to find out, it's then rather than like with the boyfriend with the condom.
It was a whole thing.
So wait, you kind of are like a frat boy's dream.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
I'm allergic to latex.
Oh,
Come on in.
Yeah, that was part of the story too, saying that. Yeah. So I had to tell my mom. We had to go to, like, our local, like, emergency walk-in clinic at the small town I grew up in. So the doctor was my family doctor who's seen me my whole life. Like, man in his 60s, very Christian. Just, like, so horrifying.
Hey, doc, fucked myself with this tool.
Yeah.
Pussy's closed.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Strapped on his miner's headlight. He was like, literally, I'm gonna walk into traffic. Just fucking kill me. So when that story came out, I told my dad, I was like, usually I would love for you to watch my TV appearances. Please don't watch this.
Yeah.
And I think, again, this is like what we're talking about with the rebelling. Yeah. I'm sure he did. Because
he probably did, and he just keeps it to him. I actually, to be honest, well, I don't know. I was about to say, as a dad, I don't know if I would hate. Like, I would rather that story than, like, something with a dude.
Or, like,
you know,
if
like,
I had, like, done heroin and
well,
been, like,
sure,
dead in a ditch in Tijuana.
There
or
are
whatever.
way worse things than, like, your daughter being sexually active. That's gonna happen and healthy. But I think I'd rather a masturbating thing than be like, so, like, this guy was coming on my face. Yeah. You know, and there's certainly worse things a dad can hear.
That's
but
true.
when you got to go into detail about, you know, vaginas being sealed up,
it is
a
very
graphic
odd
story.
We just, like, at a certain age, we just start looking at things to fuck.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm just like, okay,
you do.
Well, if I put
Like,
something
all right,
in here, I can make the hole small enough.
Yeah, you guys find couch cushions and we're like,
absolutely everything.
And we're children. We're children. It's like, I'm gonna start fucking
young.
Where's inanimate objects with a hole that I can fuck?
That is true.
And if not, like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna sandwich these things and put that.
If you guys had a hole, oh my God, dudes would be sticking so much random shit.
Well, we do, and we do.
And up,
we do
the back
what we
hole.
do.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. Yeah. I have no doubt.
Do you know that there's a toy that's like a rubber? It's like a. I mean, it looks like so much like you're supposed to fuck it, but like when you grab it, it kind of like turns over itself, so you can't.
It's like
really...
the water in it with like fishes.
Yes.
And stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God, I had those growing up. Oh, that was probably like a perfect starter pocket pussy for you guys.
Yes.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we absolutely did. It was like, this thing, no doubt.
Were you ever scared that it would be like a Chinese finger trap though, where you'd like try to get it off and it would just like only keep like conveyor belting your dick, like it wouldn't ever actually come off?
Then I gotta go to the doctor.
I'm in the waiting room. Yeah, beat you there. Yeah.
Latex.
Yeah. Get in line.
That would probably be a disaster if you fucked that with a latex allergy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wonder how many. I feel
burst
bad.
Through it. Yeah.
I feel bad for like the small percentage of guys out there who do have a latex allergy, and they're like, I swear to God, girl, I really can't wear that. Like,
there's so many alternatives now, though. Yeah, like.
Well, I remember when people were like, you know, or not people, but on the market, the lambskin condoms. I was like,
never.
What the fuck does that mean?
No,
I don't think I ever used them. I see them a lot though.
Yeah.
They're
and I mean, I'm
displayed.
sure they're like they look and probably feel very similar, but in my mind, I'm picturing like this flesh fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
wool on
what do
it.
you mean lamb?
Yeah. No, and I never used one of those. I was always the polyurethane ones that are more just like plastic basically, but the lambskin ones I always just felt like it would smell like Euro or something. Like it would not.
And why not like goat?
What?
Why not like
Euro, like a Euro.
Oh, I thought you meant saying like a European. And
No, oh my God, get canceled for no reason because you don't know your
smell like
Greek.
some dude from France.
No, like a lamb.
I thought those were called gyros.
I think it's Euro. I thought it was like a soft G.
I
Can anybody else in this room confirm?
I would call
Am
it
I right?
a gyro. But
Gyro,
I think it is
right.
Oh,
a
you are
gyro.
trash. You are absolute trash.
Yeah, I would hit that GY hard.
It's a
Smells
soft
like
gyros what I had
gyro.
on my mongoose trick bike, so you could do full
spinning
wheel
around.
spins, even though I couldn't do a wheel spin. Like I had to.
had to
Mom,
have
I gotta
it.
get a gyro for my mongoose, so I can go to the skate park and fucking do nothing but smoke cigarettes.
I'll be honest. I thought when she said Euro, she meant what you thought she meant. And I just didn't react. I was like, okay, I don't know. It smells like a fucking
believe
European
it.
dude.
Ugh.
You guys
No.
living in New York with like all the food cards? I can't believe that.
I know.
Well, no,
what
I just
it's
don't
called.
pronounce it that way. So I was just like, all right, Euro.
I thought you meant just like I honestly figured you meant like cigarettes and
Yeah.
like and body odor.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Euro smell like. Cigarettes.
I'm gonna let you get canceled. I'm gonna no.
So wait, did you have to? Were you always just strapped and carrying your own condoms then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also, I mean, like, I was with somebody for 8 years and was married. It's not been like a dick buffet, you know? It's like, I'm not walking around like one of those dudes with like the fucking jewelry
Which one
with
do
a
you
bunch
want?
of
Fine
condoms.
selection.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's always the thing. Like, well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like people don't wear condoms anymore. But it once was the thing where it was like, if the girl has condoms, what does that mean? Is
Oh,
she, you know?
right.
But in your case, it's like, well, I have to. But
yeah, I'm just like, no, I will swell up. Like, it's just like very nerdy. It's not
trust me, you're not gonna like
not
it.
a hot.
But yeah, I feel
yeah.
like there was, if you run into a girl who has a, the 36 pack and there's 2 left. It's like, well, Jesus. I mean, I hope you're cheating on somebody because shit, otherwise.
I hope you bought this in 04.
Yeah, right. Have these
Been running
expired?
through, yeah.
It's like, no, these were 2 weeks old. Like, fuck.
I still
Yeah.
have a huge pack.
Do you?
Because
Yeah.
we bought it. We had a debate here once. How many condoms
yeah.
could you fit on a penis? And we thought.
Oh my God.
And
What's your guess?
My number is endless. Like I think
Hold
it's
on.
endless.
Let me. It's so funny that Are You Garbage Guys just asked how many Pringles do you eat at one time, and now I'm like picturing this weird Pringle condom hybrid, some weird carnival game. Okay, I would say 5.
Little low. It's 9 is where I hit, but it
Like,
is.
you felt like you could keep going, right? Or
I
something
felt
like
like keep going. It's just it gets to be like a.
Was it tight? Was it hurt?
Whoa.
It was never painful. It's just like it kind of.
Did you stay hard?
No, there it is. Okay, I
There
was
we
kind of
go.
trying to tip my toe into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of
That's
stop
so
being hard, and then
funny.
it's just like,
Right.
all right, what the fuck? It's just a mess down there.
Oh my God. I just started
And the whole time
talking.
you're just pinching and rolling. Like, doing it. Crazy.
So now I have 27 condoms left in my butt.
That's an expensive experiment. Costly.
I put my money where my mouth is. I was like, I'm gonna get a 36 pack. I'll definitely get 36 on there.
No.
We can get it.
I just started talking about this on stage about like condoms and all this stuff because apparently in the 1800s the first condoms were really thick. It was like a bike tire, basically, like inside of a bike tire.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
And then-
Fucking Goodyears out here. Firestone.
Yeah, I just love that they've gotten thinner over time, which I feel like is beneficial for you guys to like feel us more.
I mean,
but
if it
the
was a
girls,
rubber tire,
Right.
nobody's coming.
See, I almost
You're not
rather have
coming,
the
I'm not
opposite.
coming.
well, that's what I'm saying. Women would rather have the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
fucking keep that deep dish condom on. Girth it
You're
up.
like, oh, you're so big. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking huge. I don't have a tire strap.
Yeah.
I'd rather walk out the door knowing that than coming. Be like, she's gonna tell everyone I'm a monster. She just took a fucking 4x4.
Oh my God, just a chode.
Yeah,
4x4, four-wheel drive.
That is. That's. First of all, I can't believe it was 1800s. I don't know why I would have thought
1800s, they used to take the dick off road, and I like it.
Yeah.
just like, it's like I'm just gonna put this carafe on my dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a chunky knit.
Yeah, ultra
Just
thin was
yeah.
a sad turn of events for you girls. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
The ultra thin was a
Oh,
sad
yeah.
turn of events.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just they really, I can't believe it. And I know like through birth control, at least that part of the equation is taken care of. But I can't believe we have not technologically advanced past put a rubber bag on your dick and catch the cum.
That is exactly my joke. That's my joke. I can't believe that's like the best defense we have against STDs is like condoms in the honor system. It's like
and
it's
the honor
2022.
system is
it's like
not, nobody's honorable. Everyone's like, I'm good.
No.
It's like you either
like you lied
are
about
not
your
or you don't know.
Yeah.
At the very least, you don't know.
You lied about your height. I'm supposed to trust you on chlamydia. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, 5'8", 6 foot tall guy.
No.
You also don't have gonorrhea. Sure. What are the chances of that?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go play some foosball and maybe do a little.
Excited.
Maybe should we do like answer the internet while they play? We'll pepper her with the questions while she's playing it. Or we'll do it separate?
Whatever Nick thinks is easiest.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'm down for whatever.
So we're gonna go do that. So tell the people, where to find the podcast and the everything.
So you can watch Wrists of Fury on YouTube on the All Things Comedy channel. If you go to kelseycook.com, you can get tickets for all my tour dates. I've got so many coming up. I'll be at City Winery here in New York in March. And it's at Kelsey Cook Comedy on Instagram and TikTok.
Is All Things Comedy is Bill Burr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good name to be down with.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, so everybody go check it out, and let's head next door. Cool. We're at 94,000 subscribers on KFC Radio, the YouTube channel. I need to have it hit 6 figures. I need 100,000 for 2022. Let's make it happen. When we hit 100K, we'll give you all sorts of content. We're going to deliver on everything we've been promising. So please just subscribe. All you got to do is log in with your Gmail, click subscribe. Whether or not you actually even use YouTube doesn't fucking matter. All it does is help us. So take your Gmail, log in, click subscribe, and help us out.